The party that has lost in this election is the Conservative Party.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they got 56 more seats than you, which means that you lost.
What we were elected to do.
Yeah, you weren't elected, mate. Listen, Jeremy, I know how much you love socialist dictatorships like Venezuela, but in civilized countries, we don't allow vegan soap dodgers to just violently seize power. You do realise that Labour lost and couldn't form a coalition even if they took the seats from every other viable party.
So we're here to protest against the election.
Right, so you're literally protesting against democracy. Again.
Racist, sexist, anti-gay. DUP has got to go. Refugees in. Tories out.
So the DUP's bad because they're anti-gay, yet you want more refugees, the vast majority of whom are Muslims from countries that imprison and execute gays.
Refugees in. Tories out.
The DUP are absolutely grotesque. They're ghastly. Their stances on abortion, on gay rights. Like, what century is this? These are not people.
It's the 21st century. Those Muslim refugees you love so much still think it's the 7th, which is why when it comes to homosexuality, they agree with the DUP. Oh yeah, and it's 2017, not 1917, a fact that seems to be lost on Corbynistas flying hammer and sickle flags. How many people did Stalin kill?
Here's what I found on the web for how many people did Stalin kill.
About 20 million. Oh, how progressive. Look at the state of them. This idiot's already smoked more joints than the number of hours he'll work in his entire life. Yeah, like, I know global communism was responsible for the deaths of about 94 million people. But I mean, like, they just weren't doing it right, and like, maybe those people were all racists anyway. They actually got children to draw hammer and sickles and place them in the window of a polling station. Oh, but they're not communists.
But in history, though, communism has killed over 100 million people through China.
I'm not discounting that.
Stalin,
I'm not discounting that.
I'm not discounting that communism killed 100 million people. I just decided to wear a giant fucking flag in public that represents exactly that. So you're Muslim. Your entire belief system is based on a book that tells people to burn gays at the stake and throw them off rooftops. Execution of gays still happens in 10 Muslim countries. And you're protesting against the DUP. Try staging an anti-homophobia march in Saudi Arabia and see what happens.
But I think what she's done has shown how disgusting she is, because she's resorting to, asking the DUP, who are horrible, horrible people, just so she can stay in power. So, I mean, like...
You, literally didn't, have a fucking clue who the DUP even were until 3 days ago? So, literally, yeah?
Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here.
Right, so you're outraged at NHS cuts, at NHS overcrowding, and yet you want to invite millions more people into an already overpopulated country who will immediately increase NHS overcrowding.
If Theresa May teams up with this lot, I predict a riot.
So she's outraged about May forming a coalition with the anti-LGBT Democratic Unionist Party. Wonder how she feels about Europe importing the most anti-LGBT belief system that ever existed. Refugees welcome! Yeah, little fact for you. The majority of Muslims living in the UK literally want to see gay people locked up. But you're upset about the DUP.
So the DUP's inherent bigotry, homophobia, climate change and evolution denial should disbar them from mainstream politics, full stop.
Or they could just don burqas, chant Allah Akbar and still hold all the same beliefs, and you'd be fine with it.
Hoping LGBT community go ape shit over this DUP promotion. Homophobia in the Commons, get back in your cave.
Bravo, he recognises homophobia as a regressive Stone Age form of bigotry. This guy must be a strident critic of Islam, right?
The vast majority of Muslims are peaceful, hard-working members of society. Hashtag I stand with Muslims.
Almost poetic. As I was walking into the polling station, a Muslim couple walked out. I just gave them the nod and the fist of solidarity.
They believe in a religion that kills people if they try to leave it, mutilates girls' genitals and justifies old men force-marrying kids. So progressive, fist bump.
The Democratic Unionist Party, which, let's just be very clear, when we talk about social conservatism and those sorts of euphemisms, it's anti-LGBT rights, It is anti-women's rights.
Anti-LGBT rights? Anti-women's rights? Oh, you mean like the 52% of Muslims living in the UK who literally think you should be thrown in a cage because of your lifestyle? Wonder what Owen thinks about that. Oh look, imagine my shock.
Honestly, we should all just riot. Theresa has no place as Prime Minister anymore.
Honestly, you should delete your account.
Bet I kill Theresa May if she wins.
I bet you delete this tweet.
Kill May. Tory statists will call this violent hate speech.
Yeah, that's because it's violent hate speech.
Someone needs to assassinate May real quick so Britain can live happily ever after.
Thanks for that suggestion, but I think London has experienced enough terrorism for the time being.
Oh, I am Will G to go to number 10 and chain myself to the gates if needs be.
Really? Well, I'm Will G to bet you do nothing other than whine about it incomprehensibly on Twitter like a little bitch. Cancellation of President Trump's state visit is welcome, especially after his attack on London's mayor and withdrawal from the Paris climate deal. Well, one, it hasn't been cancelled, and two, Trump only reportedly offered to cancel it because your supporters were going to stage riots. And that's welcome. Violent mobs of extremist agitators deciding government policy. That's welcome. I'll tell you what's not welcome. Your terrorists supporting Venezuela genuflecting, Castro butt-kissing, tofu-eating, commie-cuddling, scruffy Islamophile ass anywhere near 10 Downing Street. Backed up by your throngs of sanctimonious, hypocritical, hectoring, Ramona, virtue-signalling Corbynistas. That is not welcome.
What could be more triggering to libtards than my face and this slogan? Get your new premium quality "Conservatism is the new counterculture" t-shirt right now at InfoWarsStore.com and let the butt hurt commence.